Welcome to another video. It's Purple Political Talk here, and today we're going to be discussing the 2020 elections and an alternate history scenario. So, in this scenario, I would say that Donald Trump would have been the incumbent, but the Democratic nominee for president this time around was Bernie Sanders. So, first of all, I'm going to say, if Bernie Sanders was the nominee, it would have helped up Donald Trump a lot more than Joe Biden being the nominee. Because I think Bernie Sanders is a lot more divisive to the nation when compared to Donald Trump. Like, together, they're more divisive than it would have been Joe Biden and Donald Trump. That's a little bit less divisive. So, let's begin. So, you see all my safe states already filled in. And let's go with some more likely states. For the Democrats, New Mexico. Same thing. Bernie Sanders would not have been as key in winning New Mexico by a safe margin. Same thing in states like Virginia, Colorado, and those states are just simply the fact is that they like someone a little bit more conservative, but they're still not gonna have a problem with Bernie Sanders winning the state. Bernie Sanders will win, or would have if because this is actually probably not gonna happen, but he would have won these states by a likely margin. I would say New Mexico around 10 to 15%. Same thing in Colorado, and Virginia probably like from 5 to 7%. So also moving on to another safe, not safe, but likely Democratic state, the state of New Hampshire. So the state of New Hampshire, you would have thought, well, Bernie Sanders too liberal for them. Well, no. In the state of New Hampshire, we can see how northeast are voting. Bernie Sanders is from right next door. He's very known in that state, and people like him because some of his political views are specific for that area. So he will relate with the voters, and I think the state of New Hampshire would have gone by around 5 to 6%. Now, for some likely Republican states, if in such case that Bernie Sanders was a nominee, Nebraska's second district, no doubt, would have been a likely Republican seat. In addition, we would have seen likely Republican seats in the state of Iowa and Ohio. Just simply the fact that Bernie Sanders is ultra liberal when these states are moving farther and farther to the right. This just shows how the states of Iowa and Ohio have become more and more conservative, and I think it would have been an easy, I don't know, maybe for Iowa at least less than 10 points, but more than 5 points. So 5 to 10 range, and the state of Ohio from the 5 to 7% range. If we could have seen a worse loss than we saw to Hillary Clinton. Also, likely Republican states if Bernie Sanders was the nominee in the state of Texas. Okay, yes, there are some demographic changes, but these demographic changes, one, some of them bring more conservative Latinos, because when a lot of people are escaping the extreme violence in those countries where we see a lot of Latino immigrants from, they're some of them bound to vote for the Democrats, but a lot of them are also going to vote for Republicans simply because of the safety and things that they give them. So, the state of Texas, it's probably going to be like a 5 to 6% margin if Bernie Sanders was the nominee. Likely, also in the state of Georgia, Bernie Sanders, he has improved with a black vote, definitely, but for him, it's not reachable, and I think it would have been like a 5 or 6 point margin. He doesn't have the experience with the black vote. He's gained some experience, but he does not have it. If Hillary Clinton, who was loved by the African Americans of this country, lost Georgia by 5%, imagine someone who's not that much as loved. He probably would have gotten what 6, 7, 8% in the state, making a likely margin. Now we're left with our regular swingish states, and now let's go to our lean states. Maine at large would have been a lean state. And I think this is just for the fact that, one, Bernie Sanders is from that area, and he kind of resonates with a lot of the Maine voters. Also, in a lean Sanders state of Nevada, they have a lot of union workers there, which are heavily in favor of Bernie Sanders. He blew out the Democratic primary. So just getting there he has a lot of support there. Imagine flipping all these people who are just new voters, millennials, who and the economy in Nevada is booming. meaning that he will be getting a lot more votes since a lot of millennials are moving there, making Nevada. I think it would have been in the 3 to 5% range for Bernie Sanders. Moving on, in the state of Minnesota, he does have a lot of people there. Amy Klobuchar. She might not be his biggest fan, but I know that Bernie Sanders would have won that state, whether it be by 2 to 3 points or 3 to 5. In that range of area, it was being a light lean margin. All the states that Hillary Clinton won, no matter who the Democratic nominee, unless it was someone outrageous that absolutely everyone in the country hated, all the Democrats in the field will and would have outperformed Hillary Clinton. So I think those are and the state of Michigan, Bernie Sanders is liked in the state of Michigan. He won there in 2016. There's a liberal governor there, and there's a lot of people in that movement in the state of Michigan. But nonetheless, Michigan would have gone to any Democrat in the same way. But now we're looking into more conservative states, so they're going to be our decisive points of this election. Looking at our lean states. For the Republicans, the state of Florida, if Bernie Sanders was the nominee, done deal. Bernie Sanders is not liked in the state of Florida. He's always lost the primaries in the state of Florida, and I've heard in the mainstream news that you simply don't see as many people excited to vote for Bernie Sanders in the state of Florida as you would see someone excited to vote in the state of Michigan. You must also consider the state of Florida, most of the Democrats are kind of in the middle age. They're getting older. Of course, there is some younger Democrats, but they're also in that range where at any moment they could flip political parties. And also, the Latino population in Florida is very different to that in Nevada or New Mexico, because they're a lot more conservative than the population of those states. So, also in the lean, I would say North Carolina. Same argument that I made with Georgia. The black vote is simply not there for Bernie Sanders. For this reason, Donald Trump would have gotten his base out. And again, I previously mentioned that the mail-in thing is going to hurt the Democrats in some of the more impoverished states, because it's going to make it harder for some people to vote who are usually in those urban areas, which will definitely hurt the Democrats because that's where a lot of their base is. Okay, our tilt states. I think the tilt states will be the Rust Belt and Arizona. So, I think the state of Pennsylvania, I think it would have gone to Bernie Sanders in this scenario. Bernie Sanders could win the state of Pennsylvania because the Philadelphia vote, and he's kind of he's mildly in the state. He's not super popular. It's not like Joe Biden, who's extremely out of the roof popular, but he still has some popularity, and I think the people in Pennsylvania are really mad with Donald Trump right now for many different reasons. Now, the states of Wisconsin. If Bernie Sanders was the nominee, the state of Wisconsin would have gone narrowly to Donald Trump. Say it's going to be Donald Trump's promises, but the state of Wisconsin, I don't think generally it does not like Bernie Sanders. I think it's too liberal for them, and they're not ready to go back to the Democratic Party. Same thing in the state of Arizona. Arizona, if Joe Biden is the nominee, so that race is expected to go by 4 or 5 points. But if Bernie Sanders was the nominee, I don't think they would be as excited to vote for him. Remember, Arizona has had a Democratic movement, but that is only because it's a blue dog Democrat movement. Kristen Sinema is super conservative, such like Joe Biden. For the Democrats. So having someone super liberal in Arizona, I don't think they would have won that race. So this race, technically speaking, it's 270 against 268. So this would have been a very close race. Could have gotten into the lawsuit type of things. Because look, when the races come this close, and now we saw in the 2016 election how many faithless electors there were. We could have easily see a swing from Donald Trump to Bernie Sanders if in a couple states there's a lot of faithless electors. So I hope you liked the video. I will be coming out with more content soon. Please like and subscribe and smash the notification bell. Thank you very much for watching Purple Political Talk.